I don't think aggressive really applies to me, but I have been accused of being a dick at times, and it's something that I am getting better about as time goes on. Usually it's been in the context of like relationships where things get a little too intense on the emotional side, and I'm not really able to like find a way in or relate or validate. I didn't mean to rhyme, but you know, it's unavoidable. But yeah, in general, I think I'm doing okay. I'm a lot better these days.
Nobody ever tells me I come off as aggressive. When people do tell me that I come off as a dick, it's usually something to where it's a complete something I just wasn't smart enough to figure out. You know, like, oh, that offended him. I should not have said that. I'm sorry. Aggressive, not so much. Maybe insensitive to people's emotions. Yeah, that that can happen when I'm not careful.
Yes, people people use the word arrogant a lot. Arrogant, and then I would say pretentious would be the second most common, and then the third most common is everything that's said behind my back.
I don't think anyone's ever said that. I'm pretty much a pushover for the most part, who people can walk all over if they know that. It's sad.
I prefer to avoid thinking about them, and I often pretend like my emotions don't exist at all. It can be really hard to wade into that area of my mind. So yeah, I'm even trying to make it like a cerebral thing. Yeah, so emotions are a bit difficult for me. If I'm not avoiding them, then I definitely would rather talk with somebody else who I feel like is an authority on emotional mastery. You know, I definitely don't trust myself to deal with emotional issues of my own.
I definitely need to process emotions by talking to others. My dad died when I was 12 years old, and the entire video I sent to Dave and Shannon was pretty much just an hour of me talking about my dad dying because they had a question about going back into your past or whatever. And I realized that I hadn't really thought about it or put the time into it. You know, processing emotions is something that I guess tends to only happen when I'm with other people. I once was on a date and we were both pretty drunk, but I don't remember what was said, but I just broke out crying in the middle of the date. And I don't think I would ever do that alone. It's almost like I need the other people to process my emotions with, weirdly enough.
Well, it's a bit of both. I need to have a certain amount of control over my emotions, so that I'm not, completely overwhelmed by them when I'm trying to, let's say I'm having a problem with someone, if I'm addressing the problem to them or trying to work through the problem with them, I can't be overwhelmed by emotion, because then they also become overwhelmed by emotion. So I'll deal with that on my own, however long that takes, and then I'll go with them, because it's not like the problem wasn't a problem, right? And so like I'm still gonna feel like that's a problem and that it needs to be fixed, but I'll get myself to the place to where the other person can handle it and deal with it appropriately, and I expect the same in return.
Definitely talking to others, because I know a lot of times I can't really figure out what I'm feeling on my own. Like I have to actually do the playing with people and discuss and be like, oh, this person did this and that, and then I'll spontaneously be saying these things. Like I'll have my emotional reaction that way, where I'll say, this person, my boss did this or that, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm really outraged about this, and I'll go off that way just by talking to the other person, who responds by saying, that's ridiculous. And it's kind of weird.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching this hopefully awesome piece of content. I would love to hear any questions that you guys would like to see us ask future guests that comes on, regardless of the personality type. So please leave those in the comments below. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And we cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care.